Okay, so now we're going to go through the electrical hookup of the BMC-20 Winding Pulling Machine. Now, this is, we're using a phase converter in order to get this machine working properly. The phase converter is known as a CR15, which goes up to a 15 horsepower capability. The main motor on this is 5.5 kilowatts, which is about 7.5 horsepower. So you have a lot of capacity with the phase converter. So let me just go through how this all works together. So you've got your main power in here, which will be 3-phase, and this is coming out of the phase converter. You're gonna wanna have, on the end of this cord, you're going to want to have a disconnect or put some twist locks. For the purpose of this video, I just put this together as temporary. The cords are labeled L1, L2, L3. You need to make sure that you wire them up in the appropriate sequence. So now let's go take a look at the phase converter. This is the phase converter unit right here. There's a start and stop button. Okay, what's really important is that you have this operational at all times because this is the 3-phase machine. You do not want to run the machine if this is not on, and it's still possible to pass through a single-phase current if this is not on. So what happens is when you press start here, it goes to a motor that creates your 3-phase, which then in turn goes to the machine and makes sure everything is operational. Let me show you the insides of the phase converter so you understand the hookup. So your main power comes in right here. You've got your hot legs on this side, and then you've got your ground going down here. This is your 220 single phase input. From here, you hook up the wires going to the machine. I've indicated it on the side here. So you got L1, L2, and L3. So the those will basically come out of the phase converter and then hook up to your L1, L2, L3, hook up on the machine. Again, you want to make sure that this is always running, your phase converter is always running in order to pass 3-phase power to the machine, and you won't have a problem. But you want to make sure that you also pay attention to start up and start down procedure. So if you are running the machine, I suggest that you press the E stop in order to turn it off. Then you're going to want to disconnect these wires with a twist lock, and then you turn off the phase converter over here in order to basically completely power down the machine. In order to power this up, or let me show you how we actually hook this in so that you understand. So on our breaker panel here, we have a disconnect going into a 50 amp plug. So we took two 25 amp breakers, they go into here and then go to there. So basically I've turned the power on. This cord is now live, this cable. Here's the phase converter. So I've pressed start there, and what it's done is the motor has turned on. Now from the phase converter, it's passing 3-phase power to the machine. And again, L1, L2, L3, and ground are all hooked up properly. So if we look on the front panel here, if any of the E-stops are turned on, it won't show any of the power indicator lights on the machine. So make sure your E-stops are released. And look, we've got power. I just turned the pump on button, so now the machine is operational. I'm pressing the foot pedal, forward, reverse. And now here's the elevator jog. And basically the machine is fully operational and ready to extract coppers. So again, let me go through the power down sequence again. You've got two e-stops on this machine. I suggest you hit those first in order to power down. Then you're going to want to either unplug this with twist locks or have a disconnect right here. And then you want to turn off the phase converter. And if you want to completely lock it out, turn off your breaker. Now there's no power going to the machine. If there's any questions, give me a call. Joe Williams here, Blue Dog Wire Strippers, 866-901-2278.